is all about representation out on the width. Overall production for a team that thrives on what they can do on the outside. Take advantage of that, yes, but don't become predictable. Edelman, look at overall this team's their ability. Small units, challenge in front of goal.
Here in Washington, D.C. D.C. United and the New York Red Bulls are underway from Audi Field. Welcome alongside Devin Kerr on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. Now Forsberg on it again. Back heel flick. Choupo-Moting, look at the turn here, and he's got Harper on the right side if he sees him. It is Harper. Harper trying to test the near side and just wide of the target.
By the way, eyes in the back of the head right there. Thanks for coming. Forsberg on the quick change of play and wanted him to release that a bit sooner. Choupo-Moting, what he was trying to do was close down some of the angle for Harper.
Harper's a guy who's had some success in this rivalry series. 3 goals and 2 assists against DC United in his career. And he
on the road.
Good play down the right-hand side from DC United. Here comes Herrera. Lofts this one high into the penalty area. Harper heads it away. It's kept in, though, by Enau. Schnegg finds Peglo. He's going to bring it back outside. Cervania. Back to Enau, and now all the way back to Rolls, the defender. Step there from Ovar Valencia. And now he comes streaking down the left-hand side. He's an assist man for the Red Bulls, and he finds Forsberg. One-on-one with the keeper, denied by Barraza. Still Forsberg in the penalty area. Tried to play it back to Edelman.
A quick little step up, and watch this little touch right there. To me, that little touch, although it's not a ton, it does cause a tiny bit of hesitation for Forsberg. That allows Kim.
One with your goalkeeper, that's not a good recipe typically. But DC, you live to tell about it here. 10-minute mark, coming forward now. Schnegg whipping one back post, and it's swatted away by Coronel. Herrera driving forward again. The man that Devin highlighted as a danger man goes down just outside of the penalty area, but play on, says the referee. Now we got a foul called against Cervania.
Those positive thoughts continue chasing defensively, because a lot of times they have just found him as the isolation. Again, more players around him are certainly going to help, but he was a wild one for Georgetown. That should be able to carry itself over here.
Choupo-Moting, left-footed curling effort, just goes over the bar.
It has been very impressive so far for Choupo-Moting. What did I talk about? Making sure that you had him, give him the ability to go and attack the game. Watch the way he cuts back across. Oh, there's an overcommittal right there from Peglo. Everybody.
Turnover, and it's through from Merle. Referee's going to bring it back here. And we mentioned Jacob Merle and the pressure he's under. He's got the 1 goal on the season. You and I were on the call of that one, Devin, and
it was a good one.
It was. I mean, if you're going to have 1 goal on the season, it was one to remember. It was a, I don't know if it was a full bicycle, but it was an overhead kick. The very, very last moment of the match in Chicago. I remember it was because it was my birthday. It was March 1st, buddy. I know you always remember my birthday, but it was a equalizer for DC United. What a big moment for him. Obviously, that March 1st was a while ago now in the rearview mirror, so he's looking to get back on the score sheet.
Told you I was going to get you a present.
That was a heck of a present.
You're welcome.
Oh, good work there. Driving forward now, picking his head up, looking for options. Trying to slide it through for Merle, and Merle denied by Coronel. What a kick save by the New York keeper.
For DC United on the turnover, Kojima working, and this is what I talked about. Notice on the outside, doesn't have anybody running with him, and so, okay, great, I'll take the space on the inside. Good acceleration there. It's tough.
Here in the 20th minute, Ordonell's made some big saves for the Red Bulls once again in 2025. That was another one. Red Bulls to put their foot on the ball once again.
What a ball that is.
It's in for Harper. Can he get around Schnegg? He goes to ground. And it's going to be a foul on Schnegg just outside of the penalty area, and a booking for the left back for DC United as well.
So far, but watch as he pins himself off here. Peter Stroud, good understanding. Just a little 5-yard ball, and how's the pace by Cameron Harper. Way to job to jump that route. He's got about 30 yards, an absolute dart to get in from behind, and no chance. This was never. They'll play short here if they wanted to.
Carmona's hanging out there. He's going to chip it in, though, toward the back post. The header is saved relatively comfortably by Luis Barraza.
I thought maybe they might try and cut it back here right at the top of the 18. They had the ability, but
40th minute. Header towards goal, right at the goalkeeper, off the noggin of Lucas Bartlett. This Atlantic Cup has been won by the New York Red Bulls 6 out of the last 7 years. The early stages of the rivalry belonged to DC United during the years when they were piling up the trophies. DC United did get the better of New York earlier this year in Harrison. New York's only loss at home on the season. Duncan was fouled. These are the team benches built by the Home Depot. And for DC United, take a look at players like Pirani, Dotson on the bench possibly. Big name coming back for the New York Red Bulls, Serge Goma, coming back from injury, could be available maybe in the second half in this one.
Certainly seen some quality moments out of the youngster Mohammed Sofo on the width, which is to me where they should be attacking a little bit more right now. Hold that.
There's Carmona into the penalty area. Forsberg, top of the D. He finds Harper. Harper puts it in! New York Red Bulls have gone in front. That man just cannot stop scoring against DC United. Cameron Harper's got 4 goals against DC, and he sent the traveling crowd into pandemonium. 1-0.
From the outside, the reason being is they've run a lot of these passages centrally, finding Forsberg and Choupo-Moting. That's great, but as you come there, DC start to compress themselves. They are just giving you the space on the outside. Herrera plays much too high. That allows Carmona to come forward, and as he does, unlocks this beautiful little ball, and the check back to Forsberg was always going to be the pace of the speedy Cam Harper. Second time in a matter of minutes we've seen him get the best of David Schnegg. That's what Troy Lesane's going to talk about. Guys, believe me, I've set this up the right way. Let's go and chase a result.
And right now they will be chasing the result because of the finish by that man who's got a penchant for scoring against his Eastern Conference rivals, Cameron Harper. On for Cervania. Hopkins was one of those heroes in that midweek U.S. Open Cup victory as the second half is underway. Fletcher, he loses out for a throw-in here. Gotta say, the supporter section right now for DC United is still absolutely rocking, even though their team's down 1-0 in this one. Looking for something to cheer for. They're just gonna make the noise themselves. And here comes New York down the left-hand side. Valencia cutting centrally now. Back to Edelman. Harper away by Rolls. This is Harper again. Forsberg. Oh, just wide of the target on that left foot.
The recognition by Kai Rolls. Watches, he notices the space, but he allows him to stay there. Can't do that. Not with the quality of... All right, so Red Bulls have responded now. Notice the high line. They brought personnel a bit forward. Now, great, right there. That's perfect. Jared Stroud understanding the space that's in behind the two midfield sixes. You can step into it. If you can get a center back to bite as well, it's even better. Parker came out with him. Then you have the ability, Nate, to not only play into that space, you can go long up over the top as well. Keep that back line honest.
The heat map is presented by IHG. 19 brands, 6,000 destinations. Download the app today. Winky Carmona, busy man on the left-hand side for New York. Corner kick here for DC United.
A little bit surprised with the way that they've tweaked with what we've talked about with Emil Forsberg. He hasn't tried to come a bit more underneath with combination play and Choupo-Moting as good as it's been with Stroud and Edelman.
Herrera plays it short. He finds Hopkins. Hopkins curls it in, and this one flicks towards Coronel, but he was alert to it.
He can get higher and a little bit wider, start to stretch this back line out, and possibly create some more space to operate for Fletcher.
So that's all 5 substitutions used for Troy Lesesne, and when you're coming off of the busy month of May and the 120-minute performance on Wednesday, the last thing you want to do is have to sub on for a sub. But that's what's had to happen here with Pirani coming on for Hopkins. Certainly hope it's nothing serious for Hopkins. Player's got so much promise. He's already been through the ringer from a health standpoint over the past year. His replacement Pirani played that ball nicely back to Schnegg, and now it's Peglo. Now Pirani. Schnegg in the penalty area. Peglo. Drive one in towards the keeper. It's kind of an awkward one for Coronel, and it'll end up in a corner.
I don't mind it though, and immediately you get Pirani and Peglo on the same page. Good ball movement through the middle, and again, I said about keeping them honest earlier, Nate, with the opportunity to go up over the top. Pulling the trigger from distance too. And that man right there has not had a lot of work tonight, so keeping him engaged in the game, recognizing that the moments could come from anywhere.
Corner number 3 for DC, flick toward the back post. Stroud tracking it down. Dennis Yangor will come into the match, as will Mohammed Sofo. Mr. US Open Cup for the Red Bull so far this year. 3 goals in that competition for Sofo. Off comes Forsberg.
DC United have not been successful overall for goals this year. And the best part was on the outside. Choupo-Moting, absolutely.
That's an automatic yellow in today's football.
It puts more pressure on guys like Pirani and Peglo within the midfield, but they have found some good combination play. I still think if you have the ability, if they're going to say, listen, we're going to give you the ball, I'd run right at him. Make this midfield work, because the way that ground coverage has worked out for Stroud and Edelman, manipulate that to your benefit. Right here, you have the ability to grab that man advantage down underneath. You constrict them in, force them into the ball, and then start to spring to the outside. The overall commitment is still going to be bodies into the box, but they have heavily struggled in this season.
They want to get the ball to this man Herrera to try to serve in some balls like this, and there's a header. Just too easy of a save for Coronel. Play is brought to you by T-Mobile.
Well, the diagram was certainly there, wasn't it? Peltola started it off to really move the goalkeeper to their liking. Watch out.
Sofo. We called for the foul here. As he ran through Lucas Bartlett, he'll get a yellow card as well. Any more set pieces or corners they might have to see.
They have just parked Bartlett on the front line right now, trying to utilize the height to their advantage.
Sofo comes flying forward. Herrera gets around him. Bogic fouls Herrera. 3 minutes of the stoppage time gone. Oh, Harper read that pass from a mile away, and he comes driving forward now. He's got Bogic with him. Still Harper. Harper! Diving save. Rebound shot also saved by Barraza, who's kept DC United in this match, at least for now. Red Bulls could have put it away. Will those saves turn out to matter in this one? As we've got 2 minutes of the stoppage time left. Sofo into the penalty area. Sofo! 3 points to the New York Red Bulls. Mohammed Sofo salutes the fans that made the drive up I-95.
Their ability to apply pressure on second balls. Is he onside? Our angle thought it was off. Sounding like he is on it. Look at that high line from Sofo. Bogic. The war of attrition took its toll on Choupo-Moting. The fresh legs injected into this match, and even just the slightest bit of pressure.
Here in 2025. And there is the final whistle. The New York Red Bulls have come in to Audi Field and taken all 3 points.